Picture this. A scene of idyllic tranquility. You're relaxing on a sun-drenched Spanish beach, the kind you see in postcards. The Mediterranean sun is warm on your skin, a gentle breeze whispers through the palm trees, and all is right with the world. Waves lapping softly against the shore, a rhythmic soundtrack to your peaceful escape. Sunscreen applied liberally, protecting you from the intense rays as you drift off into a blissful state of relaxation. Suddenly you glance up at the clear blue sky and see parachutes. Lots of them. At first you think skydivers, maybe a local skydiving club putting on a show. A bit unusual, but nothing to worry about. But then, as they get closer, you realize those aren't people dangling beneath those parachutes. Those are bombs. Big, metallic, unmistakably bomb-shaped bombs descending silently towards the earth, the kind that make your stomach drop. Suddenly your biggest worry isn't sand in your sandwich or whether you remembered to reapply sunscreen, but whether sandwiches or anything else for that matter will even exist tomorrow. The stakes have been raised, dramatically. This isn't some far-fetched movie plot or a scene from a dystopian novel. This actually happened. In 1966, near the unsuspecting village of Palomares, Spain, the U.S. Air Force, in a moment of spectacular misfortune, accidentally dropped 4 hydrogen bombs. Yes, 4 fully armed thermonuclear weapons. Lost, misplaced, by the world's most powerful military. An organization known for precision and control. It sounds like a cartoon, a dark comedy sketch gone horribly wrong, but it was terrifyingly real, a stark reminder of the precariousness of our existence. The incident occurred when a B-52 bomber, during a routine Cold War mission, collided with a KC-135 refueling plane mid-air, resulting in a catastrophic explosion that sent debris and those incredibly dangerous bombs plummeting uncontrollably to Earth. 3 of the bombs landed on or near the unsuspecting village of Palomares, and the 4th, it splashed into the vast expanse of the Mediterranean Sea, triggering a frantic underwater search. For the villagers of Palomares, life was proceeding as normal, just another peaceful day in their rural Spanish community, until the sky above them quite literally started raining apocalypse, turning their world upside down in an instant. It's a stark reminder that even on the most seemingly peaceful and ordinary day, disaster, in its most unimaginable form, can literally fall from the sky without warning. One moment, you're leisurely enjoying tapas with friends, savoring the flavors of Spain. The next, you're desperately dodging a city-flattening weapon of unimaginable destructive power. Suddenly, that annoying work email, that trivial disagreement, or that minor inconvenience doesn't seem quite so bad in the grand scheme of things. Welcome to the unbelievable yet true story of the world's most dangerous and consequential lost and found. When the military loses a nuclear weapon, they call it a broken arrow. Sounds poetic, but it means we've lost a nuke, but at least it's not starting World War III. The Palomares incident is the most infamous, but not the only one. There have been 32 broken arrows between 1950 and 1980. That's nearly 1 a year. Each time we came dangerously close to disaster. These aren't just big bombs. They're city enders, hundreds of times more powerful than Hiroshima. When one goes missing, it's a frantic race to find it before anyone else does, or before it poisons the planet. Broken arrow is military speak for, we've made a mistake that could end the world. We all lose things from time to time, keys, wallets, phones, the TV remote. It's a common human experience, that moment of panic when you realize something important is missing. You retrace your steps, check under cushions, and maybe even enlist the help of others in your search. Annoying, definitely frustrating, but ultimately not catastrophic. Usually these lost items turn up eventually, often in the most obvious of places. Now imagine losing something far more significant, something with the potential for unimaginable destruction. Imagine losing a 1.5 megaton nuclear bomb. If you lose your keys, the worst-case scenario might involve being late for an appointment. You certainly don't risk wiping out a city or causing widespread panic. Lose a nuke, and even a non-nuclear explosion, triggered by accident, can scatter deadly plutonium for miles, contaminating the environment and endangering countless lives. That's precisely what happened in 1966 at Palomares, a small, quiet village in Spain. When 2 of the bomb's conventional explosives detonated upon impact, it resulted in contaminating acres of farmland with radioactive material. And what if the wrong people, those with malicious intent, were to find it before it could be secured? A lost nuke represents the ultimate prize, a devastating weapon in the hands of anyone with bad intentions, posing a grave threat to global security. That's why the search for a missing nuclear weapon is always an urgent and highly secretive operation, conducted with the utmost discretion. And the cleanup process? It extends far beyond simply locating and recovering the bomb itself. It's about the painstaking process of decontaminating affected land, rigorously monitoring the health of the local population, and grappling with the long-term consequences of radioactive fallout for decades to come. In the aftermath of Palomares, the cleanup operation required the immense undertaking of shipping 1,700 tons of contaminated Spanish soil all the way to the United States for safe disposal. Losing a nuke isn't just a localized disaster with immediate consequences. It's a profound responsibility, a burden that can last for generations, impacting the environment and the lives of those who call it home. We have built weapons of such immense destructive power that simply misplacing them, even for a short period, can trigger a catastrophe with far-reaching and devastating consequences. Back to Spain, 1966. 4 hydrogen bombs missing after a mid-air collision. 1 bomb landed safely, 2 exploded on impact, scattering plutonium over tomato fields. The US military launched a massive cleanup. 1,600 servicemen scraping up contaminated soil and shipping it to America. But 1 bomb was still missing. Somewhere in the Mediterranean. The Navy deployed ships and deep-sea subs in a frantic high-tech search. The world watched as weeks turned into months. The stakes? Preventing an international incident, keeping the bomb from enemy hands, and avoiding environmental disaster. The idyllic Spanish coast became the stage for a Cold War drama. It was a reminder. The systems meant to keep us safe can fail, and cleaning up is monumental. Sometimes the world's safety depends on finding a needle in a radioactive haystack. How do you find a hydrogen bomb at the bottom of the sea? Not with a giant magnet. The Navy used Bayesian search theory math that updates probabilities as you search. Submersibles like Alvin scoured the ocean floor guided by probability maps. Weeks passed with no luck, pressure mounted. The breakthrough? A local fisherman, Francisco Simo Orts, had marked where the bomb fell. After weeks of fruitless searching, the Navy finally listened. Guided by Francisco, Alvin found the bomb 2,800 feet down, perched on a slope. It took 3 more weeks to haul it up. In the end, it was advanced math deep-sea tech and 1 observant fisherman that saved the day. The Palomares bomb was found, but not all lost nukes are recovered. Some are still out there, silent, dangerous relics of the Cold War. Tybee Island, Georgia, 1958. A bomber drops a hydrogen bomb into the sea. Never found. Thule, Greenland, 1968. A crash scatters radioactive debris. 1 bomb's core may still be missing. The Soviets lost nukes too, like a submarine off Bermuda, now a radioactive tomb. There are others, lost in oceans and ice, each a ticking time bomb of contamination. Probably safe, is the best we can say about some. These are the ghosts of the nuclear age, hazards we left for future generations. The world's most dangerous lost property, waiting to be rediscovered. And everyone is a reminder, we gambled with Armageddon, and sometimes we lost track. Finding a lost nuke is just the beginning. The aftermath lasts for generations. In Palomares, even after shipping away tons of soil, plutonium lingers. Its half-life is 24,000 years. We've created poisons that will outlast civilization itself. The human cost is just as lasting. Servicemen who cleaned up Palomares and Thule suffered cancers and illnesses, often denied recognition or help. Decades of lawsuits and campaigning followed, as governments downplayed the risks. These incidents left behind more than radioactive soil. They left mistrust, broken promises, and damaged lives. The truth is often the first casualty, followed by the people caught in the fallout. Cleanup isn't just about dirt, it's about people. And those wounds are harder to heal. The legacy of a lost nuke is measured in generations, not years. When the system fails, it's ordinary people who pay the price. As we reflect on these incidents, a crucial question arises. What have we truly learned from these close calls and near misses? What lessons can we extract from the history of broken arrows? For decades during the Cold War, and even in its aftermath, we flew city-destroying weapons around the world, a constant display of power and a chilling reminder of the potential for global annihilation. These were not mere symbols, they were instruments of unimaginable destruction. And sometimes, despite our best efforts and stringent protocols, we lost them. These weren't just misplaced items, they were nuclear weapons vanishing into the unknown, sparking frantic searches and raising profound questions about safety and control. The story of Broken Arrows isn't just a series of isolated incidents, it's a story of human error, technological fallibility, and the inherent risks of managing weapons of mass destruction on a global scale. It's a narrative woven with threads of anxiety, uncertainty, and the ever-present threat of catastrophe. We survived the Cold War, a period of intense geopolitical tension, by luck as much as design. The delicate balance of power, the constant threat of escalation, and the potential for miscalculation all contributed to a precarious situation where survival often felt like a matter of chance. A parachute here, a stroke of fortune in a moment of crisis. A fisherman there, unknowingly averting disaster. The threat isn't gone, it has merely evolved. Thousands of nukes still exist, poised and ready, under the control of fallible humans, susceptible to error, misjudgment, and the pressures of complex decision-making. We built the power to end the world, a testament to our scientific prowess and technological capabilities, but sometimes can't keep track of it, highlighting the inherent limitations of human oversight and the potential for catastrophic negligence. It's a sobering lesson, a stark reminder of our responsibilities. The more powerful our creations, the greater the consequences of our mistakes, and the more vigilant we must be in preventing them. We reach for godlike power, pushing the boundaries of science and technology, but trip over our own feet, succumbing to the everyday errors and oversights that plague human existence. So next time you lose your keys, be grateful they can't level a city, and reflect on the immense responsibility that comes with wielding power. And always check your pockets, a simple act of diligence that can prevent minor inconveniences and perhaps something far worse. Especially if you're carrying Armageddon, a chilling reminder of the stakes involved in maintaining control over nuclear weapons. Because knowing where you put the important things, the things that hold the fate of the world in their balance, might just save the world. It's a lesson in vigilance, responsibility, and the enduring need for caution in a world still shadowed by the threat of nuclear annihilation.